And welcome to this week's edition of the KSPNtv Sports Center. I'm the boy Godino, and I am the host. Today, I will be joined in the studio by Rico Arce, a former graduate of Pacifica High School. Rico, how are you doing?
Doing great. We're not on Monday, we're on a Tuesday. It's going great. We started off right yesterday, so excited to get into what we got today.
Yeah, so he will actually let you know last Friday's results, standings, and next week's schedule for football in the Canyon League. And then I will cover the Citrus Coast League football results from last Friday, as well as their standings and the upcoming schedule. As well as we have now expanded into showing you guys the standings for the Canyon and Marmonte League, which are covering the high schools in Simi Valley as well as in the Conejo Valley. So we have started with high school sports as content we are sure you and other community members are interested in. Our goal is to expand to all Ventura County schools like we have been doing. All in all, we are getting ready to expand our coverage in winter sports to both girls and boys basketball and soccer. And want to start this off, but before we do that, we'll thank our sponsor, Pizza Man Dan, for his continued support. Okay, let's get started with today's program. Rico, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so let's take a look at what happened last week. So let's get it. So you can see Ventura played Santa Barbara and they took an L, was 28-10. Oxnard was played Calabasas. They took an L 33-21. That was like a sort of close game. CI lost to Rio Mesa. They got like blown out the water 56-0. Pacifica basically blew out Dos Pueblos 68-7. San Marcos was at Buena and they took an L. That was a close game, 11-7. So let's see what happened. What are the standings? What are the results of those games? So yeah, you can see my old school, Pacifica, out on top. They're 4-0 in league. Ventura's 3-1 in league. Buena's right behind them, and Santa Barbara too. They're all 3-1, so they're all tied for second place. Rio Mesa's 1-1. Oxnard's 1-2. Channel Islands 0-3. Santa Marcos 0-4, and Dos Pueblos 0-3. So Pacifica out on top. And another week, they're playing Ventura, I'm pretty sure, and looking to go 5-0. So let's take a look at who they're playing. So Santa Paula at Trinity Academy. So Ventura's going to be at Pacifica, another home game for Pacifica, and I feel like I already know the results. Pacifica's going to come out on top. CI is going to be at Dos Pueblos. Buena's going to be at Oxnard. Santa Barbara's at Rio Mesa, and then San Marcos has a bye. So another great week of games. I'm going to try to see if I could go to the Pacific game. I couldn't go last week, but I'm not sure about this week either. But I already know it's going to be a great game, especially against Ventura. Like, they're tied for second. So, yeah. Back, Laura, you got any questions about Channel League?
Yeah, I just want to. How exciting is it for your team? Once again, another blow up. And I'm pretty sure you have a little bit more insight, even though you didn't go into that game. I'm pretty sure you do have a little bit of closely sources in there. What do you got to say for that game?
Yeah, so they played on a Thursday. I'm not too sure why, but they did play on a Thursday. But they blew them out the water. That's like really great to see because it just shows like how dominant they are. So I already know like going against Ventura, just even more dominance, and they're just gonna continue attacking and attacking and attacking. I do know a few players on the game. I'm on the team, and I already know they're all popping off. They're all gonna go to major schools, and excited to see what comes of them.
Yeah, so an exciting season so far. But now let's get into the Citrus Coast League, where we are going to have last week's games, and which we are about to see here now with Santa Paula once again with another win, 44-14 against Trinity Academy. Then Fillmore went to Don Lugo, a game in which they won a close battle, 38-35. Then Nordhoff went to Vasquez, a game they won also 52-7. Wainimi against Banning, and they actually lost that game 42-14. And Carpinteria went to Viewpoint, and they also lost 24-13. So we're gonna see how their standings are affected. So far, there hasn't been any games regarding the Citrus Coast League. We see Carpinteria. That's actually a mistake there. It wasn't a league game for them. But in first place is still Santa Paula with the 5-0 record. Then we have Fillmore in second place with a 3-3 record. Then Carpinteria is tied with Nordhoff. Both have a 2-3 record. And last place is Wainimi with an 0-6 record. So let's see now the upcoming games. I can tell you for the fact without even looking. It's Santa Paula against Fillmore this week. If you guys are from this region, you guys know how important this game actually is. Sources have told me that there's actually the tickets are already sold out, and it's barely Tuesday, which is really crazy. So yeah, everyone's excited for this game. I believe it's the 113th annual, 113th game that they play against each other. So then we have Nordhoff against Locke, then Wainini against Carpinteria, and yeah, that's all the games for here. So yeah, Rico, you have any questions for me now before we get into the Canyon League? You are actually muted, Rico.
Is it like a rivalry game against Santa Paula and Fillmore, or like what do you mean like by that?
Yeah, so it's a huge game. That's the game that it doesn't matter. It's like you could say how any rivalry in the NFL that even if they are not playing good, one team's playing good and one team isn't, it doesn't matter when they square off because that's how bad the tension is. And it's a healthy rivalry, but I think people who are from Santa Paula, people from Fillmore, they take this game, to heart, and it gets really, really good. The crowd, it gets intense in there sometimes. And it's honestly a great, great experience. Unfortunately, I was trying to go, but there's actually no more tickets. I'll see if I find a way. But as of right now, there's just no more tickets.
Damn, that sounds like a
Yeah.
good game.
Yeah, it's
And
a really, really good game.
is that the first league game of like that league?
So if I'm not mistaken, it is. I'm not too sure what's been going on with the Citrus Coast League, but I do know for a fact that this is going to count. And yeah, but it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
So now let's go into the other leagues that we have here. And it is the Canyon League first. With Newbury Park in for has a well, there's so far there's only one league game for each team. Newbury Park right now and Thousand Oaks and Agora all have a 1-0 record, but we see here Newbury Park actually has a 3-1 record overall. We have Thousand Oaks with a 3-2 record, and Agora are actually 5-0. Then we see the teams that are 0-1, like Camarillo, Oak Park, and Royale. But Camarillo is actually 1-3. Oak Park is 2-3. Royal is actually 0-5. And the team that does not have a league game yet is Moore Park, but they're actually 4-0 here. So let's see now what we have for the Marmonte League, in which Simi Valley is in first place, or at least tied for first place, as they have a 3-2 record, as does Oaks Christian with a 3-2 record, St. Bonaventure with a 3-2 record, and we have Calabasas with a 2-3 record, Westlake with a 1-4, and Bishop Diego. So yeah, that's all the games we had to hear for here. Rico, anything you want to add before we close this off?
It just looks like another great week of games, and excited for next week. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, so we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit later than usual, but we still brought it to you guys. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the KSPN TV Sports Center. My name is DeBorio. We had Rico, and we are out.